Hi, this is Janelle Penny, Editor-in-Chief of Buildings Media, and I'm here with Corrie Neukirchner. She's Director of Marketing and Corporate Communications with REHAU, and REHAU was recently honored as an Editor's Choice winner for Buildings' annual Money Saving Products Awards for its System 4500 windows and doors. Money Saving Products focuses on products that support commercial buildings and create cost savings to facilities managers and building owners. The winners were selected by our editorial staff, and it was based on the relevance to commercial building management and also the potential for cost savings. Congratulations on being named an Editor's Choice winner, and welcome, Corrie.
Thank you so much. We're super excited to have been chosen, and this is a great honor being here talking to you today. Thank you.
Awesome. So tell me about the product.
Oh, where to begin? So basically, let me start by introducing the topic of windows a little bit. So basically, most people, when they hear windows, when they think of doors, they think about daylighting and how it really improves occupant moods and increases worker productivity. But when it comes to the energy conscious side and design implications with that, a lot of people wrestle with what it means for the solar heat gain in the summer and the heat loss in the winter. So enter our system 4500 UPVC design, which is basically an architectural window and door line that achieves a commercial CW rating and basically provides the highest performance regarding pretty much everything you need here. So wind and water penetration, structural integrity, as well as thermal and acoustical insulation, all the while giving great design versatility when it comes to color choices and configurations. So it's a UPVC window and door system that's basically used in high rises and has a really wide scope of commercial building applications. Think schools, offices, healthcare, government facilities. But the system can also equally be used in your regular single family home and multifamily construction. So what makes the system really unique is it's somewhat non-traditional operation, which here in North America we're not necessarily used to. So it's basically a system that allows for a dual operation. On the one hand, tilting in for safe and secure ventilation, but you can also open it up all the way for faster ventilation, but also for ease of cleaning. And really outstanding performance based on the system design and the compression seal technology.
Great. So what challenges does it solve?
So when we think of commercial applications like the ones that I mentioned before, really the framing material of choice has been and continues to be aluminum. So it's really not because the material is so great, but it's kind of been always used and it's really top of mind. But let's look at some of the downfalls of aluminum. So aluminum windows have mechanical corners, just that's the nature of the product. But if you put a mechanical corner into a building that, as we all know, is going to move with the earth and with everything that's happening, eventually these corners, as they're moving with the building, will start to leak. That leakage will seep into the building, and eventually that'll lead to mold, it'll lead to things like corrosion, and that greatly reduces not only the life of the window system, but also overall of the building. So in addition to that, we also know that aluminum has a very high thermal conductivity, which requires the use of thermally broken aluminum window and door systems, and additionally also higher rated insulated glass units. And these two factors together are driving costs for a window or door system up tremendously. So now if we think of System 4500 UPVC windows and doors, they, on the one hand, all cater to all the benefits that I mentioned before when people think of aluminum windows. So you have the structural integrity because the system uses steel reinforcements. At the same time, you can also apply countless color options that can even mimic the appeal of other materials. So if we have a designer that's really into the aluminum look, we can definitely make that system, the better performing system, look like aluminum or like wood or any other possibility really. But then the great thing about the system is really that it doesn't possess any of the aluminum downfalls really. So a UPVC system has fusion welded corners, which basically means there's no chance for any water to penetrate the building structure and seep into its core. So therefore, we're increasing the longevity of the window and door system, but also overall of the building's health. And also compared to aluminum, the thermal conductivity of PVC, which is 0.11 compared to 137 for aluminum, is resulting in a much higher thermal performance, which obviously great for energy efficiency.
Right. So you mentioned efficiency, material costs, and avoiding water damage, which obviously gets expensive very quickly. But can you elaborate on how it saves money?
Yeah, absolutely. So just touching on that last point, the energy efficiency. The energy efficiency is based on the UPVC material on the one hand, so just basically on the thermal conductivity that I just explained. But on the other hand, the compression seal technology, and that's something that's inherent to the System 4500 design. So if you think of your traditional North American systems, your hungs and your sliders, that's what we call a friction technology, because you don't really have a seal that's actively compressed, such as if you think the part of the window that's inside the wall which is the frame, and then the operable part, which is the sash. In the System 4500, these two parts are being actively compressed using hardware, using multi-point locking systems. So that means there is a much tighter fit. So hot air from the outside that you don't want to let in because it's summer and it's hot and you want to contain your AC is not going to get in, and reverse in the winter. So those two things, material as well as the compression seal design, work together really nicely and basically drive the U value, which is the measure for thermal efficiency, really low. On the other hand, going back to the mechanical corners that I mentioned for aluminum windows, so knowing that over time, aluminum windows and their mechanical corners will leak and seep water into the building structure. Obviously, people have in the meantime made precautions and are starting to install sill flash pans into the building structure that is basically designed to catch that water that leaks from mechanical corners. So this is a precaution that is not only adding additional steps to the installation process, it's obviously costing money, it's costing time, which ultimately is also money. All of these things, all of these additional steps, you can just do away with System 4500 because of the welded corners, because there's no way that the water is ever going to get out. Additionally, going also in line with what I just said is the increased longevity. So if you think of aluminum windows, their service life is really somewhere between 5 to 15 years. When you think of UPVC, it's really upwards of 35 years. We have projects over in Canada, we have projects in Europe that have been installed for more than 50 years, and the windows are still very operable, they're functional, and there's absolutely no need for them to be replaced. So that obviously helps building owners to be enjoying their system for a much longer time. And then finally, the other point is the maintenance aspect of UPVC windows compared to aluminum, but also compared to wood windows, where you have over time, because of weathering and other environmental factors, apply paint, apply other agents to basically keep the window nice and smooth. With the UPVC surface and the material properties that it basically comes with, none of this is necessary. So all you have to do is give it a good clean with water and soap, and that's all that's ever needed, really.
Sounds great. What else can you tell us that's unique or interesting about it?
I would say the most unique factor about the system, or the factor that stuns most people, is really the operation, because it's something that people aren't used to. The reaction we get from people who have seen it before and are a big fan of it is mostly people who've traveled to Europe and seen it in operation there. But it is a very unique system when it comes to the operations, because it's just not what we use typically in North America, but it provides very safe ventilation, so you don't have to be worried about kids getting out of a hung window or a sliding window that you open to get fresh air in. So that's a great benefit. And the additional benefit of opening the window all the way to the inside, you don't have to spend a lot of money on getting cleaners to take care of the windows from the outside. You can actually take care of everything from the inside. So that's a great benefit. The other point of what makes System 4500 such a great system is the versatility of the system. So with basically a limited number of profiles, we're able to create a huge number of configurations. So we can build picture windows, we can build operable tilt-turn windows, we can build hoppers, tilt slide doors, swing doors, French doors, configuration and combination of number of units. So it's super flexible and really caters to everybody's desires and design needs. The other point that I touched on is the safety issue. So not only is it a very secure system when it's in the ventilation setting, but it is also very safe when it comes to forced entry because of multiple locking points, basically hardware that goes all around the sash perimeter. It is practically impenetrable. So there's no way for a burglar or somebody who's trying to get in from the outside to conquer it. So it's a really safe choice for as well single family homes where you're basically on the ground level, as well as higher up floors in commercial settings. An additional point, and I touched on that, is the color variety that the system offers. So even a lot of times people say, "Oh, I'm really not into the PVC look. I don't like the white vinyl look of things. I don't want that in my office. I don't want that in my home. I don't want that in whatever setting." So there's really no need to let that limit you, because you can pretty much put any color that you want on there. And like I mentioned, you can even imitate the look of other materials if you're really into that more rustic wooden look, or if you're more into the modern aluminum look. So that's all totally feasible. And then lastly, which is in my opinion and an experience, a factor that's been growing specifically in the multifamily and commercial aspect, is the growing interest in sustainable choices. So again, people, when they hear PVC, they might not necessarily think, oh, that's the most sustainable choice. Compared to aluminum, though, it very much is, for a number of factors. One, the raw material that UPVC is based on is basically 57% salt. So it's a very natural portion. The other aspect is that it's fully recyclable. So we are using recycled material when we produce our window systems. When you're done with your window system and you want to put a new system in, or you just don't need it anymore, the system can be recycled. And then overall, if you count in the production of UPVC versus aluminum, you count in the life cycle of both products, the carbon footprint is about 80% lower for UPVC compared to aluminum. So it is a truly much more sustainable choice when it comes to UPVC, when it comes to window framing material.
Interesting. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Corrie, and thanks to everybody out there for listening. Please join us at buildings.com to learn more about REHAU's System 4500 windows and doors, and check out the rest of our 2019 money-saving products. Thanks, everyone.